Today, we're embarking on a fascinating journey as we delve deep into the meaning of a powerful phrase. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. This statement has echoed through centuries, and its significance resonates with people from all walks of life. You might be wondering, why is faith so crucial? What does it mean to please God? Well, stick around, because we're about to explore the profound implications of this statement. The Bible's Old Testament heroes taught us about faith in Hebrews chapter 11. They put their complete trust in God, giving themselves into His hands. This complete trust in God is a vital aspect of their lives that stands out. Their deeds and successes demonstrate that God blesses those who earnestly seek Him and that faith pleases Him. When we talk about without faith, it is impossible to please God, we are highlighting the profound importance of faith in our relationship with the divine. In this context, faith refers to our unwavering belief in the strength of God, the certainty of His promises, and the depth of His compassion. This concept can be observed and reinforced throughout the Old Testament, where countless individuals placed their trust in God's power and saw His promises fulfilled. This essential element of faith is particularly evident in the pivotal events of the Bible, such as the crucifixion and the resurrection. These moments underscore the incredible power of faith in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. Now, in the book of Hebrews, we find a community of readers who are grappling with a decline in their faith. It's important to note that while human faith may waver, God's nature remains unchanging. The author of Hebrews, unable to peer into the depths of their souls, discerns the state of their trust through the evidence he can observe. He understands that faith is not always easy. It can be challenged by doubt and uncertainty. Yet, the message remains clear. Maintaining faith even in the face of doubt is essential for pleasing God. It's an acknowledgement that faith is a dynamic, sometimes fragile, but ultimately vital aspect of our spiritual journey. Faith plays a paramount role in our approach to God and our hope for salvation. It is, in fact, the very means by which we draw near to God and place our trust in His promise of redemption. Without faith, this connection becomes incomplete, making it impossible to truly please God. However, here's the remarkable and comforting aspect. God graciously provides us with the faith we need to find favor in His eyes. In Ephesians chapter 2, verses 8 to 9, it is powerfully expressed, "For it is by grace you have been saved, through faith. And this is not from yourselves. It is a gift from God, not by works so that no one may boast." This verse underscores that the faith essential for our salvation is not something we can generate on our own. It's not a result of our efforts or merit. Rather, it is a divine gift bestowed upon us by God Himself. This profound truth reminds us of God's boundless love and mercy. He doesn't require us to achieve a certain level of faith through our own abilities. Instead, He graciously imparts the faith we need to approach Him, trust in His promises, and ultimately please Him. It's a beautiful testament to the depth of God's care for His creation and His desire for a loving, faith-filled relationship with each of us. Salvation is fundamentally rooted in our belief in the resurrected Christ. It's not just about acknowledging this profound event, but also about putting our beliefs into action through a consistent pattern of imitation and inheritance. This concept finds resonance in Hebrews chapter 6, verse 10, which serves as a poignant reminder. He will not forget your effort and the love you have shown Him as you have helped His people and continue to help them. Here, we see the significance of action driven by faith. The people mentioned in this passage had already established a pattern of devoted and loving behavior, embodying their faith through their actions. It's essential to recognize that the strength of our faith doesn't depend on our own abilities or merits, but is firmly grounded in the character of God Himself. The more we come to understand God, His nature, His love, and His greatness, the more our faith begins to reflect His magnificence. Drawing near to God, cultivating a deeper relationship with Him, is the crucial initial step in recognizing that He generously rewards those who remain faithful to Him. Furthermore, our faithfulness should motivate us to actively and outwardly resemble the one in whom we have placed our faith. In other words, our actions should align with the beliefs we hold. This synergy between faith and action not only deepens our connection with God, but also serves as a testament to the transformative power of faith in our lives and the lives of those around us. In essence, our faith inspires us to live out the values and principles that Christ embodied during his time on earth, creating a lasting legacy of love and service. So, how can we apply the concept of faith to our lives? Let's explore some practical ways. The first step is to ask for God's guidance. He pursued us first and showed his love for us. Reading the Bible, praying, and improving our walk with God are no longer mere obligation. If we truly love him, they become a source of joy and a central part of our new life. Secondly, we need to understand that awaiting God's reward does not align with the prosperity gospel's idea that faith guarantees material wealth. Throughout history, many of Christ's disciples faced persecution and even death. Yet, they understood that the benefits offered by this world are temporary, while the reward from Christ is eternal. Lastly, we must remember that faith is a gift from God. He doesn't expect us to trust him or believe in his rewards without providing evidence of his faithfulness. Jesus' life and teachings are a first-hand account of God's dependability. It's important not only to profess our faith, but also to develop discipline and observe the patterns of life. Imagine if God showed us haphazard, indifferent love. We would be lost without his steadfastness. Moving on, let's explore why faith pleases God. Just like us, God desires to be loved and respected. He made us in his image, and as Christians, we serve as his ambassadors. Therefore, it's essential for us to diligently seek and uphold our faith, defending it when necessary, courageously and lovingly. It's important to understand that having faith is necessary to receive many of God's blessings and promises. God wants us to have faith because it benefits us. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. If we doubt God's existence and his reward despite everything he has done, we won't be able to love and serve him as we should, and he won't be able to assist and bless us as he desired. However, this doesn't mean that God is not pleased when a non-believer begins to seek him and their faith grows. He naturally approves of that. He wants us to believe that he is real and that he is a rewarder of those who earnestly seek him. But how can we be sure that God exists if we cannot see him? Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1 states, "Now faith is an assurance about what we do not see and trust in what we hope for." Faith goes beyond what our senses perceive. It is based on God's revelation in Jesus Christ, which is the most superior and reliable revelation we could ever have. To illustrate the pleasing nature of faith, the author of Hebrews presents the examples of Enoch and Abel. Enoch's faith pleased God as he diligently sought him, while Abel's faith was evident through his sincere sacrifice. These examples remind us that faith, when combined with action, pleases God and invites his favor. By diligently seeking God, incorporating faith into our daily lives, and trusting in his word, guidance, and provision, we demonstrate our reliance on him and please him. To wrap things up, let's really understand why having faith is super important for a close and happy connection with God. And when we trust him, it's like this magical key that opens the door to all the good things he wants to share with us. Without this trust, it's like we're trying to build a bridge to God, but it's missing some crucial pieces. So, how do we make this trust and faith stronger? Well, it starts with looking for God, believing he's there even when we can't see him, and trusting that he's got our backs. When we do this, it's like we're making God smile. And when we live our lives with this trust, that's when the amazing stuff happens. We get showered with all of God's love, kindness, and good stuff. So remember, having faith isn't just about believing. It's about showing it in how we live. It's like having a secret code to unlock all of God's blessings. So let's keep seeking him, believing in his awesomeness, and living our lives with honesty and love. When we do that, we're not just making God happy. We're opening the door to a life full of his love and goodness. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to our channel for more content like this and sharing it with fellow Christians seeking a mindful connection with God. Don't forget to hit the like button if you found this video helpful, and feel free to leave a comment below to share your thoughts with us. Remember, faith is a gift from God, and by trusting in Him and seeking His will, we can please Him and experience the fullness of His blessings. Stay blessed and see you next time.